If you have not received your stimulus payment, the IRS now says they started going out this week for 8 million Americans on Social Security. And there's already talk right now in Washington about even more help coming. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Mike Savino is joining us live right now. He has more details on what kind of help we're talking about. Mike?
Yes, and Mark, as we heard yesterday, we're now up to 36 million Americans who have filed for unemployment just since the pandemic started. So, of course, extending our already expanded unemployment benefits is a big part of any talks of a new stimulus bill. But, of course, there's also talks about support for local businesses, even hospitals, and yes, even the possibility of another stimulus check. And today we caught up with U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal to see what he thinks.
That first stimulus check is nowhere near enough.
U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal today voicing support for a second round of stimulus checks. House Democrats have introduced a $3 trillion HEROES Act to supplement the previous $2 trillion stimulus package.
We need to be prepared for a marathon, not a sprint.
Blumenthal supports another round of stimulus checks. He also wants to continue expanded unemployment benefits, including the $600 extra weekly payment through the end of the year. And he thinks there needs to be more support for small businesses and hospitals. Meanwhile, some people are still waiting for their first stimulus checks. William JAYNE of Norwich is frustrated that he's waited for over a month while expanded unemployment benefits have already been in place.
I haven't gotten a damn penny, and they keep getting this money every week.
A number of people have told Eyewitness News that the IRS is also not responding to their questions.
Everything is www. These people need to wake up. Not everybody can have a computer system.
Blumenthal says they have a right to be upset.
We are all over the Department of Treasury because the IRS ought to have sent them by now. And if they have problems, they ought to let us know.
Adopting two multi-trillion-dollar stimulus packages in the span of just a few months is going to raise concerns about the federal deficit. But Blumenthal believes it's necessary.
There is going to be debt, just as there was after the Depression, just as there was after World War II. We need to look at it as an investment.
Now, the House expects to vote on the $3 trillion HEROES Act tonight. Democrats could have the votes to pass it, but it's not clear yet whether this will have the bipartisan support that the previous stimulus package had. Reporting live from Hartford, Mike Savino, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.